the office of the Always Believe House. Oh, we're about to have FUN, fun, because we're going to do Star Review 14. Guys, y'all only got about 7, 8 more of these until your star test. Keep doing these and it will pay dividends. So a magical whiteboard appears. Let's start graphing these lines. Next week, we're going to be graphing something new. Okay, so number 1, we have an X line. If we have an X line, that's going to be VUX. So the the V stands for vertical, the U's undefined, the X means X equal. So we have an undefined slope. And we have an X line, it goes to the 4, and remember, it's going to be vertical. It has an equal bar, so it's shaded, and it's less than, it would be shaded to the left, would it? So everything to the left of that line would work, okay? Let's go to the next one. This number right here is our slope. So our slope is 3 over 4. That means this line goes up 3, right 4, up 3, right 4. The y-intercept right here is 1. The y-intercept's like your starting amount, so we start off at 1. We go up 3 over 4. Can't do it again, we'll be off the graph. Go down 3, 1, 2, 3, over 4 right here. And then connect the dots. Okay, so we have this line. The slope is 3/4, and it's going to be shaded down in it. So everything in this bottom left part would work, okay? Keep going on. Change colors here. We're on number 4. So this right here is our slope. It's -1/2. This right here is our y-intercept. It's -4. That means our line goes down 1, right 2, down 1, right 2, and it starts off at -4. So let's go to -4. We're going to go down 1, right 2, down 1, right 2. It crosses on the red line. Go up 1, left 2, up 1, left 2. There's the intersection point. Up 1, left 2. Connect the dots. And this line is going to be shaded up. Everything inside the rectangle or the triangle would work, okay? So everything in that triangle would work. This edge right here is the base. And from here down to here is your height. So our base goes from -6 to +4. -6 to +4 is going to be a length of 10. The height goes from -4 to 4. That's going to be 8. Okay, so our base is 10, our height's 8. Okay, so let's keep going on. The base of the triangle is 10. The height is 8. This is a scalene triangle. It's not a right triangle because the slopes are not opposite reciprocals, are they? Since the slopes are not opposite reciprocals, it does not form a right angle. The area of the triangle is going to be 1/2 base times height, 10 times 8. 10 times 8 is 80. Half of 80 is 40. So our slope is, or our area is 40. Keep going on. Where do lines 2 and 3 intersect? Right here, which is -4, -2. Okay? So -4, -2 is where they intersect. And then what are the zeros of line 2 and line 3? This right here, this is going to be a fraction right here, okay? That would be the 0. Let's find out what the 0 of that is. So right here, I'm going to write down y equals 3 over 4x plus 1. And I'm going to change that to 0 equal 3 over 4x plus 1. And I'm going to use InSolve and plug that into InSolve. Everyone see what I'm doing? So I want to know where the output is 0. So I'm going to replace the y with 0. Put this into InSolve. You would move the 1 over. You would end up with -4 over 3. If you put that into InSolve, okay? The next one right here, if I go up on over 2 more, I would be at -8. So line 3, the 0 is at -8. Keep going on. What order pairs work? 1, 1 is right here. Yep, it's inside the triangle. -2, 1 is up here. It's not in the triangle. -3, 2 is right here. Nope. 2, -1 is in the triangle. It works. And -3, -2 is in the triangle. It works. So those 3 ordered pairs would be inside the triangle. They would be solutions to all of those inequalities. Continuing on, let's go to number 10. Okay, if you have a problem like this, if it says equivalent, and you have a polynomial and polynomials, you'll use store. So we're going to store 2 for x, and we're going to store 3 for y. So go to your calculator, and we're going to go to calculate. We're going to do 2 control variable x, and 3 control variable y. Now then, we've stored our letters. Now we can type it in. I'm going to use this so I don't have to keep going back and forth. So we have y times, so right here we're going to have y times, and then 3x, 3 times x times y to the third power. Do y'all see how I put the exponent in there? You have to hit the up button. Hit enter, and we get 486. One of the answer choices will be 486. Let's try letter A. Letter A is 3x y to the fourth. Y caret 4. So I just plugged in 3x y caret 4. If I hit enter, I got to put the multiply in there. So let me go back up here. Let me pick this one again. Sorry about this. Here we go. I got to go back in and put multiply in between that y. So times. So do y'all see how I put a dot between the 3, the x, and the y? You got to do that. 486, ding, 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 ding. That works, doesn't it? So the 486 matches up to the problem and to answer choice A. So I'm going to go here. This was equal to 486. This was equal to 486, right? So choice A is the answer. That's all you got to do, people. Piece of cake. Let's go to the next one. Okay, on the next one, we're going to use store, but remember, you're going to take the 3 and distribute it. You should be able to do that in your brain. So let's go back to the calculator, and we're going to type in the problem. So 3, down here, 3 times parentheses, and then we got 4x plus 8y, 4x plus 8y, close the parentheses, and we get 96. So one of these answer choices is 96. And I'm going to notice there's going to not be an exponent in the answer because there's nothing in front of 3. Let's try letter C. Okay, so letter C is 12x plus 24y. So I put in letter C, hit enter, and notice it's also 96. So letter C is going to be the answer choice that works. I would always check this out. So this was 96, letter C was 96. That's the correct answer. Please, please, please be able to use store. Okay, going on to the next one. Same thing, we're going to use store. We only need the x, so we don't have to store anything. So let's type in the problem. So we're going to type in 6x minus 7, parentheses, 6x, and then minus 7, close parentheses, times parentheses, x minus 7. Close parentheses. So I got it typed in, hit enter, and I get negative 25. So I'm going to go to my paper, and I'm going to put negative 25. Now then, one of those is going to work. I'm going to do this in my bread. It has to start with 6x squared, and it has to end in a plus 49. So I know D is probably going to be it. So let's type in D. Let's go back to the calculator. 6x squared, minus 49x, and then plus 49. Hit enter, and I get negative 25, don't I? So that's going to be the answer. Negative 25 is going to be it. So I'm going to go to my paper, negative 25. Now then, you're probably not going to go to the right answer choice right off the bat, so you're going to have to type in all these till you get one that matches. The one that works is going to be it. Remember, usually the word equivalent is going to be in that problem. That's going to tell you I need to use store. Number 13, we need to know how to factor. Okay, so number 13, the first two do not have a number in front of the x squared. So we're going to take the number on the right, write down 20, and then we're going to write down the factors. Notice you're going to, if you graph 20 divided by x and do Control T, you get all the factors, okay? We need to subtract and get 8. So I'm going to do 1 times 20, 2 times 10, 4 times 5. Those are the factors of 8. The one that works is 2 and 10 in it. So what I taught you to do is put a 10 over x and a 2 over x. And then we need to subtract them and get negative 8. That negative goes in front of the 10, and I need to be the 2 positive. Negative 10 times positive 2 is negative 20, and negative 10 plus 2 is negative 8. These turn into your parentheses. So x minus 10 times x plus 2 is going to be the answer. Let's go to the next one. We're going to take the 18. I'm going to write all the factors of 18. 1 times 18, 2 times 9, and 3 times 6. Remember, you can graph 18 divided by x and hit Control T, right? That gives you all the factors. You must do that if you can't multiply those numbers. Now then, we need to add and get 9. The 3 and the 6 work, don't they? So I'm going to go over here to the right. The 6 needs to be minus. So this sign goes in front of that big number. And we need the 3. They go over x. And the 3 also needs to be negative. Negative 6 minus 3 is the negative 9. These turn in your parentheses. X minus 6 and x minus 3. We got to get better at this. Got to get better at this. Okay, on the next one, this is the hardest type. You've got to take the 2 and the 3 and multiply it and get 6. So we need the factors of 6, which is small. I made it this way, that add up to 5. The 2 and the 3 work, don't they? So I'm going to put they're both going to be plus 3, plus 2. Now then, the 2x goes on the bottom. So I'm not just putting x on the bottom, I'm putting the 2x on the bottom. So the first parenthesis is going to be 2x plus 3, and the second parenthesis simplifies, doesn't it? It's going to be plus 1 over x or just x plus 1. Those are the factors. F-U-N, fun. Continuing on. Number 14. We're going to find the range given the domain. This is a quadratic function. This week you will start graphing these and labeling the parts of that graph, okay? So we're going to graph this and then hit Control T. So let's go and graph it. So I'm going to go to my calculator. I'm going to hit Home and B, and then it's x squared minus 3x plus 4 minus 3x plus 4. I get a parabola. Did I do that right? X squared minus 3x plus 4. I sure did. Notice this is tricky. The parabola does not cross the x-axis, does it? So there are no zeros in this problem. Okay, so let's hit Control T. And then I got my Control T. I'm going to go up 1. Do you see the numbers on the right? Those are our answers. So if I input 0, my answer is 4. So I'm going to go to the paper and input of 0 equals 4. And then go back here and input of 1 is 2. And then 2. So I input 1, I get 2. It's going to be 2 and then 4 and then 8. So 2, 2, 4, 8, right? So 2, 2, 4, and 8. Those are my outputs. The domain is a 0. There are no zeros because it does not cross the x-axis. It's a huge concept you're going to learn. This problem will not factor, okay? Continuing on to number 15. F-U-N, fun. I should be putting these on the paper. This is your point slope formula, okay? So if this is your point slope formula, this is a slope, 2 over 3, and my x is 2 and my y is negative 1. The opposite of 2 is negative 2. The opposite of negative 1 is 1. So that means that point would be negative 2, 1. Continuing on, write this on the left side. AX plus BY equals C. We're going to solve this for y. So the A would go over and then divide by B. You would get y equals negative A over BX plus C over B. The negative A over B is your M, or your slope. You must remember this. So this 3 and this 4 go to the slope. So write down 3 over 4 and then you flip this sign. The opposite of a negative is a positive. Your slope's 3 over 4. You must remember that. If you take this number and divide it by this number, 24 divided by 3 is 8. That's your x-intercept. 24 divided by 4 or divided by negative 4 is negative 6. That's your y-intercept. Standard form gives you slope, x-intercept, y-intercept, all of them. And remember, the x-intercept is also called the 0. Let's do the next one. The 5 and the 2 form your slope. The opposite of a positive is a negative. So our slope's going to be negative 5 over 2. Let me put this more to the right over here. Negative 5 over 2, okay? Now then, this number divided by that number is your x-intercept. So 10 divided by 5 is 2. That's my x-intercept. This number and this number is my y-intercept. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So the line goes to the x-axis at 2, which is the 0, and it goes to the y-intercept at 5. That y-intercept, remember, is like the starting number. F-U-N, fun, fun, fun! Let's keep going. Number 16. Oh, number 16. This is important. That's your y-intercept, okay? Which is your B. The slope, the next one is right here in it. So our slope goes down and it goes over. And it goes down 1, 2, 3, 4. It goes down 4 and over 2. It also goes through here. So let's do this one. It goes down 2 over 1, doesn't it? So our slope is going to be negative 2 over 1 in it. So negative 2x is the slope and the y-intercept is 3. Okay, so it's going to be plus 3. This right here would be the equation of the line. Ho, 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 ho. Number 17, we're going to put this into a spreadsheet. Then you're going to do menu 413, x down, y down, enter. So let's put this into a spreadsheet. So I'm going to go to my calculator. I'm going to hit home. I'm going to click 1 for new. I'm going to click spreadsheet 4. And then I need to put the x and the y at the top, remember? So you got to get your x and the y at the top. Now then, let's put in our spreadsheet. It's 8, 15, and 25. 8, 15, and 25. And we're finding the cost of gizzards. So the gizzards cost 7.2, 11.75, and 18.25. So I got all of my numbers in there. Now then, menu, stat calculation, linear regression, x down, y down, enter. X down, y down, enter. Don't forget that. X down, y down, enter. Bam! Right there, there's my slope, 0.65. That means each gizzard costs 65 cents. I don't need to make that a fraction. My y-intercept is 2. That means the drink or the fries cost $2, okay? So let's go back here. 0.65 and 2. The slope is 0.65 and it's $6.5 per gizzards. Dollars per gizzard. Now the equation would be 6.5x plus 2, and we want to find the cost of 60 gizzards. So we're going to go to the calculator, hit home and A, and then do 0.65 times 60 plus 2. 0.65 times 60 plus 2, $41 for 60 gizzards. Oh, what a deal! Okay, so go back to your paper, $61 to buy 60 gizzards. Oh. Continuing on, turn the page. We're at number 18. Chimney John has $20. He loves DQ peanut butter parfaits. I love DQ peanut butter parfaits too. Each parfait costs $4. Chimney John will buy one parfait each day. Right, this is a function, okay? So he's spending $4 and he starts off with 20. So this is our growing number. This is our starting number in it. GX plus S, right? So the growing number times X plus the starting number, negative 4X plus 20. The slope of the line is negative 4, and it's $4 per blizzard, right? I'm sorry, per parfait. Not a blizzard, we're doing a parfait. And we're going to get a parfait each day. So every day we're going to get a parfait. We could put days down on the let's put days down here, per day, okay? So every day we're buying a parfait, right? So let's go over here. The y-intercept is at 20 in it. That's your starting amount, right? That's the starting amount of money. On the test, it will say initial amount. Starting amount of money is 20, so our Y is 20, and we're going to put 20. And then the x-intercept, how many days can he buy? So you're going to take 5 and divide it into 20, aren't you? How many times will 5 go into 20? Goes 4 times. So at 4 days, he's going to run out of money. 4 into 20. So we're going to do 4 into 20. 4 goes into 25, right? So at 5 days, he runs out of money. Or you could say 5 days equals $0. That in real life is what that 0 is. So we're going to go over here. We could put days or blizzards right here. Okay, we're going to start off at 20. This is not going to be connected. So we're going to do 1 day. At 1 day, he'll have 16. At 2 days, he'll have 12. So the money's going down by $4 every day, right? At 3 days, he'll have 8. At 4 days, he'll have $4. And what happens on the 5th day? On the 5th day, he runs out of money, right? And this right here would be 0, 20. The x's are your domain, the y's are your range. So let's go down here. The domain of this function would be the x's, which would be embraces 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a discrete function, isn't it? Since it's a discrete function, we do not use the inequalities. We write them out. These numbers represent the days or the parfaits. The range of the functions is the money, and we start with the smallest number, which is 0, and it goes up by $4, right? This is how much money he has, right? These numbers right here represent the amount of money. That's the amount of money. Oh. Fun, fun, fun. Let's go over here. Now then on these right here, we're going to use InSolve. So make sure you can do your InSolve problems, okay? So we're going to go to your calculator. We're going to do menu 3, 1. I didn't hit menu. So menu 3, 1. And now I got my InSolve. And it's 1.8x plus 2.8 equals 2.5x. Does that say equal again? Do plus 2.1. Plus 2.1. Okay, so I got my problem in, hit enter. Ooh, I forgot to put x. I got to put comma x, don't I? Did that on purpose so you don't forget it. Comma x. Jiminy crickets. Put comma x here. Comma x. Now then I have it in. So you type in your problem, and remember, you got to type in the problem, and then comma x, hit enter, and the answer is 1 in it. Okay, so the InSolve answer to this problem was 1. So x equals 1. This should be a plus. Okay, now then let's type in the next problem. So I'm going to go to the calculator, menu 3, 1. Jiminy crickets. Menu 3, 1. I got this in. I need to hit control divide to get a fraction. And then I'm going to type in 3x plus 5. Hit the down button. Type in the 14. Hit the right arrow button, equals, control divide. And then type in x over 3. X down 3. And then I got to hit the right arrow button, comma x. You got to tell the computer or the calculator what to solve for. Hit enter and shazam. You get 3. So the problem on the answer to this will be 3. F-U-N, fun, fun, fun. Let's go to here. On these right here, we're going to use spreadsheets. So I'm going to do x and y, and then I'm going to have 9 and 1, and -6 and -9. I'm going to put that into a spreadsheet, and I'm going to get the M equal and B equal. So let's go to your calculators. We're going to hit home. We're going to click 1 for new. We want to we don't want to save anything. We're going to add a spreadsheet, and then you're going to do x and y. And now then we're going to type in the point, which is 9 and -6. And then the y's are 1 and -9. So we got our M and B in, or we got our X's and Y. Now then, menu 413, menu, stat, Stat calculation, linear regression, X down, Y down, enter. So X down, Y down, and enter, and bam. Now then, my slope is a decimal, right? So I'm going to go to here, and let me put my B down. So I know my B is -5. Now then, I'm going to show you how to copy and paste. So put the blue box over the 0.666. Hit Control C, that means copy. Then hit Home A to calculate. You're going to type, make sure the cursor's down at the bottom left, Control V, and now that I got my number, menu to enter. So menu, number, approximate the fraction, enter, and that's going to turn into 2/3 in it. So go to my calculator one more time. I got 2/3 as it. Okay, so I'm going to go to here. So my m is 2/3 in it. So my equation is y equal 2/3x minus 5. Ho, 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 ho. F-U-N, fun, fun, fun. Goes through 9, 7. It is parallel to 4x minus 3y equals 6. This is tough. This number and this number give you the slope. So m equals 4/3, and flip that sign, it's going to be a positive, I'm sorry, a minus, right? If it's parallel, this won't change. So that's my slope, and this is my x and y. Okay, so I'm going to write down y equal mx plus b. My y is 7, my m is -4/3, times my x is 9, plus b. I'm going to put that into InSolve. I'm going to do this in my brain. But put that into InSolve, 36 divided by 3, -12. The b is going to end up being 19. Okay? So our equation would be y equal -4/3x plus 19. Fun, fun, fun! Oh. Keep going on. Oh, this one is perpendicular. This right here is our slope. So our slope is 3/4. We need a perpendicular slope. We need to flip, don't we? So we're going to flip the positive to a negative and flip the 3/4. That's our m. So this is my x, this is my y. Write down y equal mx plus b. My y is -5. My m is -4/3 times my x is 9 plus b. I'm going to put that into InSolve. To save time, I'm going to do this in my brain. 36 divided by 3 is 12, minus 12, add 12, so b is going to end up being 7. So our equation would be y equal -4/3x plus 7. Ho, 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 ho. Continuing on. We're almost done. Oh, it's horrible. We're almost done. Bubba Bob works for Silsbee Septic. He uses the function f of t equals 40t plus 35 for pumping septic tanks where t is the time needed. Emma Sue got paid $315. How much was the work fee, okay? So this $315 is going to go right here. So $315 equals 40t plus 35. What you're trying to find is the number of hours that he worked to make the fee $315. You're going to put this into InSolve and solve it for t. So let's do that. So menu 3.1, menu 3.1, and it was 315 equals, and it's what, 40t plus 35, comma t. So I have it in InSolve. I'm going to hit enter, and 7 hours. At 7 hours, it's going to cost $315. That's basically what you're finding on that problem. So 7 hours. Everyone get that. If you put 7 in for T, you'll end up with $315. Continuing on. Okay. Jiminy John is a member of the Coots Get Fit Gym. You gotta love living in Coots. Okay. What was his total cost if he had 82 gym visits? Okay. So the membership fee, this is going to be our starting number, and this would be our growing number, wouldn't it? So the calculation would be this, wouldn't it? And we're going to input 82 into that X. All you have to do is put that in the calculator. So 2 times 82, 2 times 82 plus 75. So it costs 75 bucks, $2 every time you visit the gym. Hit enter, $239. Oh. So $239 was his cost last year. Oh, continuing on, the last one is a domain and range. We're going to be doing this soon, and the line's going to curve, okay? So it's going to get kind of funky, okay? Now then, on these problems, remember to draw, let me do this in blue, draw a box that boxes in the graph, okay? This dot should be right here, okay? Now then, the left it goes is -3. This number is 2. This is my domain. So my domain is the x-axis, and on the x-axis it goes from -3 to 2, doesn't it? So -3 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 2. And then the range is going to go from here, which is -1, up to here, which is +4, okay? So my range goes from -1, y is your range. Remember, the y-axis is the range. It goes from bottom to top, and it goes to 4. So I have my domain, and I have my range. Ho, 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 ho. Fun, fun, fun. I hope you've enjoyed doing this star review. Keep doing them. Keep doing the star reviews. If you can do these by yourself, you are at a zenith level of Algebra 1. Oh. Remember, you are amazing. You were created to do wonderful things, and you are awesome.